all my bullshit back up on the scene. Done dealing with you, don't know how to deal with me. Done fucking with you, don't know how to love me. Done dealing with you, so it seems like I get so much, I don't get nothing back. I really thought it was love, but you're so fucking whack. Always get caught up in love, but now you done with that.
Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you guys are doing fine. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are staying blessed. I think I should keep that as my intro. That sounds cute. I hope you guys are doing fine. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are doing no. I hope you guys are doing fine. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are staying blessed. Thank you so much for coming. If you're new, thank you for coming back. If you are a returning subscribers, I appreciate you guys so much. So much. So let's walk through the materials that you will be needing for this tutorial. As always, I am using a medium weight yarn. This color is just love it. I when I saw it on the website, I just thought I had to get 16 of these, so I got 16 ball. So if you see the next few tutorials in this color, just know I'm obsessed and it's fine. It's not an obsession that kills anybody. It's not going to kill me. It's not going to kill anyone. So I think it's super safe. But I just love the color. I just feel like this is just the very rich, it gives sophisticated vibe, right? I feel like whatever piece you make with this, you are going to just, it's going to be timeless because you can just pair this with so many other colors. One of those ball is 100 gram. At the end of the video, I'll let you guys know, as always, how much I used. It is a 100% acrylic yarn in case you want to know, and the recommended crochet size is a 4.5, but for this particular tutorial I will be using a 4 millimeter and a 4 millimeter and a 5 millimeter, a 4 and a 5 millimeter. The pattern is worked in a multiple of one row is a repetition of one row. So you have row one, you have row two, and then the third row is what you're going to repeat until you have your desired length. The front panel and the back panel are basically the same thing. And then of course we have two sleeves, which of course are the same as well. Super simple. Let me know what you guys think. And if you want to see more pattern in more tutorial on this pattern, maybe a skirt or a top, another type of top, well, I already have another type of top coming anyway, so look out for that. But if you want to see maybe another part, another piece that you can also just obviously style with the top, let me know down below as well. I'm gonna walk you guys through the measurements that is needed for this tutorial, the measurements that are needed, so you can get yours ready. So when we get to the table, it's just straight to business, no waste of time. So because we are making a top, I don't have to go low. I just have to keep you guys up here. So you're going to grab your tape. For the first measurement, you're going to be needing your bust measurement because obviously that's the biggest part of your upper body. So what I usually just do is just grab the tape and pass this around my body. And I like to just make sure the tape lands right on top of my nipple. Am I supposed to say those words? Am I allowed to say those words? I am, right? Because we are just, it's female. We are females on here. No male zone. Yeah. But you're just basically going to wrap the tape around your bust. You also want to make sure that the tape is not super low at the back and it just aligns perfectly with the bust. And whatever measurements you get right here, depending on the feet, you can make this loose or you can make this fitted. But the pattern is super stretchy, so I would just suggest you keep just a basic fit, just something comfortable, not too tight, not too loose. And you're going to divide that measurement by 2. The next measurement you will be needing is basically the length of your top, how long you want the sweater to be. You're going to grab the tape, put the tape on your shoulders, and you're going to just take the measurement. Make sure the tape falls right above your boobs and not to the side. And you're just going to go ahead and do that until you have desired length, however long you want yours to be. You are not going to divide that measurement. So every measurement that is going to be taken around your body will be divided by 2, but if you're taking a straight measurement, you don't have to divide that by anything. So the next measurement is going to be your sleeve length, and this is how long you want your sleeve to eventually be. So with a 0, you're going to align that to your shoulders, and you're just basically going to just eye mark how long you want this to be. I would say honestly just write these measurements down, because most of my tutorials obviously consist of these measurements, so when you write them down you honestly don't have to go through this process again. And then the next measurement will be your armpit hole measurement, and that is basically how much gap you want to around your armpit. And to do that, you just grab the tape like this, making sure the 0 is where you start. And I always say try to lift your arm a little bit, or make it a little bit loose or fitted. Whatever fit you're going for is what you're going to just adjust along the way. And those are the 4 measurements that you will be needing. So we are going to start by making a slip knot, and I'm starting with a 4mm. So I'm just going to make a slip knot, and I'm going to chain a multiple of 7. For the pattern is worked in multiple of 7, so whatever your bust measurement is, for example, if it's 30, you're going to divide that by 2, which is 15, and you're going to chain in a multiple of 7 until you have 15 inches. So from here on, I'm going to go into the second chain with a single crochet, and into the next stitch with a single crochet, and I'm going to repeat 1 single crochet until I get to the very end of the chain. So basically 1 single crochet in every stitch. So the first row. To get started with the next row, you're going to go ahead and chain 4, turn, and you're going to go ahead and skip the next 4 stitches. So basically skipping 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the 5th you're going to go with a double crochet, another double crochet, and another double crochet. So basically 3 double crochets all into that same stitch. From there on, you're going to chain 3 and insert 3 additional double crochets into that same stitch. From there on, you're going to chain 2 and skip 6 stitches. So you're skipping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the 7th you're going to yarn over and insert a double crochet, 2 more double crochets, so in total you have 3 double crochets. You're going to chain 3 and insert an additional 3 double crochets all into that same stitch. And this is what you should have. So you have 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, chain 2. So from here on you're going to chain 2. After chaining 2, you're going to skip 6 stitches again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And right into the 7th, you're going to repeat the same pattern, which is 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 additional double crochets. And this is what you should have. You are just going to go ahead and repeat this pattern until you get to the very end of the panel. Hey guys, so right here I'm coming to the very end of the row. I just finished my last set right there. But right after I have 1 more double crochet stitch. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to yarn over and go into that last stitch with a double crochet stitch. So right after ending of the row, I'm going to go ahead and chain 4 and turn. And right into this chain 3 space, I'm going to go with 3 double crochets, chain 3 and 3 additional double crochets right into that same stitch. And this is what you should have. From here on, you're going to chain 2, and right into this next chain 3 space, you're going to insert 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. And wherever you get a chain 2, you're going to go ahead and chain 2 and repeat this all over again until you get to the very end of the row. Right here, I'm coming to the very end of the row. You're going to go ahead and end of the row by going into the chain 4 space with a double crochet. So we basically chain 4, so you're going to count from the root 1, 2, 3, and you're going to go into the third chain and not the fourth chain with a double crochet, and that is how you're going to end off the row. And the first few rows are going to look awkward, but with time you see the way it would look. So for the next row, it's just a repetition of row 3, which is chain 4, turn, and right into the chain 3 space, you're going to go with your 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets. Right after, you're going to chain 2 and repeat 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochet. And this is where you're going. So I have my back panel complete, and this is exactly what it should look like. I did a total of 18 sets. I usually just like to count my sets because when you work on mesh patterns like this, you're basically repeating 1 or 2 rows for you to get an actual mesh. So what I do is I am counting these little, I don't know what we're going to call these, let's say shells. I'm going to count these little shells, and then I have a total of 18. That's what I call a set. So this is what mine looks like now. You can see the length, and I don't want to go extra deep or long with the length because again, this is a mesh top and I don't want to go for a crop look because I'll be styling this with the oversized, with the high-waisted skirt and high-waisted pants. So I do like to keep the length like this, but of course you can make this as long as you want. So this is what your back panel should look like, a basic rectangle pattern. You're going to repeat the same exact pattern for your front panel, and when you have that, I'll see you guys when it's complete. But this right here, I have both panel complete. You are going to align the panels and decide you want your where you want the upper part to be and the lower part. I am going to keep the edge basically where I ended off the row to stay as the lower part. So basically the single crochet that we did at the very beginning as the foundation single crochet is going to be my upper part. So you're basically going to align the two panels together, making sure the single crochet aligns with the single crochet while the lower parts and the edge of the panel does align with the edge of the panel. And you are going to go ahead and single crochet the shoulders together. With single crocheting the shoulders together, all you're going to do is you're going to grab one panel and you're just going to put this across your neck. You can make this a off the shoulder or you can make this a fitted neck depending on what you want, but I think I'm going to go for a fitted neck. So if I was going for off the shoulder, I would actually just mark the side and the side just so I can be able to slantly bend this off my shoulders. But because I'm not going for that, I will be coming a little bit inwards. So basically where this part of my body marks is where I'm going to mark with a stitch marker. So I'm going to mark this side and then this side. But also I want to mention that you want to make sure that this gap you're leaving is not going to be too small for you to eventually pass your hair through. So you want to make it small but not too small. So you can actually go a little bit outwards again So instead of like stopping right here, you can go maybe until this area. So like that, you can go like that, and I'm going to mark these two. And you should have something like this with your two stitch markers marked. So which means you are now going to grab your opposite panel and you are going to single crochet from where you're marked. So basically from the marked area, you're going to attach your yarn, or you can attach, I usually say attach your yarn to the side. So in case it's too small, you can just take off that. So you're going to attach your yarn to the corner and you're going to single crochet up until the stitch marker. And of course, whatever you do on that side, you are going to do the same exact thing on the side. Mark, attach your yarn right there and single crochet to the side. So I'll do that and I'll see you guys when it's complete. You should have something like this. Again, like I said, you want to make sure that this gap is wide enough to go through your head, because if not, you are not going to be able to get through it. So this is what it looks like now. So now with the armpit hole measurement we did take earlier, you're going to divide that by 2. Again, I mentioned whatever measurement you take that goes around your body horizontally is going to be divided by 2, right? So you're going to divide that by 2. Also, you're going to grab your measurement tape and you're going to take the measurement from the upper part of your panel up until the edge. So I want mine to be about, I think I was going to go for 9 inches. 9 inches is a bit too wide. So I think I'm going to go for 8, given the fact that this is stretchy. So I'm going to stick to 8, which means from here on, I'm going to attach my yarn and I'm going to single crochet all the way down. So I'm just going to grab the yarn and I'm going to pass this through with a knot. And to single crochet, I'm going to just go ahead and grab a stitch from one panel and a stitch on the other panel. So you're going to go into this very first stitch where you attach the yarn. Make sure you go to the stitch on the opposite panel, because obviously now we have 2 panels. So you're going to grab the yarn and pull through, and I usually just like to chain 1 so I can be safe. So from here on, I'm going to go into this next stitch, available space, next available space on the back panel, and I'm going to single crochet these 2. And this is what you're carefully going to do, just the same thing you did at the shoulders. Carefully single crochet both sides of the panel together until you get to the very end, and you're going to do the same thing on the opposite side as well. So now that I have this side single crocheted and I have all the sides single crocheted together, I'm going to turn over the top onto the right side, because now we are going to go ahead and get started with the sleeve. And this is obviously going to be worked right around this hole. So you're going to grab your 4mm again and we are going to get started. So with your 4mm, you're going to go into this very seam area, the very bottom of the armpit hole, and you're going to reattach your yarn with a secure knot. Right after, we're going to start with the foundation single crochet row, which is basically single crocheting around the sleeve, so the armpit hole. So you're going to go into that hole, grab the pin, the crochet hook, and pull through. From here on, you're going to chain 1. After chaining 1, you're basically going to go into every available space with 1 single crochet. So we are not increasing, but at the same time you don't want to decrease by skipping a stitch. So you're basically going to go into every available space with 1 single crochet around the armpit hole. Here I'm coming to the very beginning of the row. We are going to go ahead and end off the row by slip stitching into the very first single crochet I did. So right here you see the knot, the yarn that I used to attach the yarn. So right into that very first stitch, I am going to go ahead and slip stitch to end off this foundation row. From here on, we are going to start with the pattern, which is row 2. So what we just did is row 1, so this is row 2. You are going to chain 4. After chaining 4, you're going to skip 4 stitches, and into the 5th you're going to go with your pattern. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and into the 5th you're going to yarn over, insert 3 double crochets, chain 3, and 3 double crochets all into that same stitch. And this is what you should have when that is complete. From here on, you're going to chain 2, skip 6 stitches, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the 7th you're going to go with 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets all into that same single crochet stitch. And just the same way we worked the panel, the front and the back panel, you are going to repeat this until you get to the very end. So right here I'm coming to the very beginning where I did my chain 4 to start the row. So remember again, I mentioned that the pattern is worked in multiple of 7, but because we did single crochet foundation row and we couldn't count how many rows we're doing, you can count the stitches. Honestly, I forget to mention that you can also count, but I honestly don't like to, because I feel like whenever I count I kind of end up forgetting the amount that I do count. But if you want to, you can, just so you have a specific number, but there's always a way to play around with it. The only reason why I would suggest you count is because you would want to have the same amount of stitches on the opposite side of the sleeve, so do that. So coming to the very end, you're basically going to repeat this until you have less than 7 stitches, right? So right here I have 1, 2, 3 stitches right before my chain 4 that I did. So to end of the row, I am going to go ahead and slip stitch right into the second chain, basically from the roots into the third chain. So 1, 2, 3, I am going to go ahead and slip stitch into that third chain of the chain 4 to end of the row. And that is how you end off the row for this pattern. I'm going to go ahead and chain 4, and you're going to go into this chain 3 space again with the same pattern, which is 3 double crochets, chain 3, 3 double crochets, and just the same way we worked on the panel, you're going to repeat row 3, because this is row 3 all over again. Make sure you slip stitch into the third chain in the set of 4 to end off the row, and I will see you guys when I have a decent length for my sleeve. The sleeve is currently 20 inches, basically from the shoulders, from this part up until this end. It's currently 20 inches, but my sleeve is going to be 23. That's my desired length, so I'm going to just switch to the 5mm, and I'm going to repeat the same row 3 until this is 23 inches long. And when that is complete, I'm going to reattach the yarn on the opposite side and repeat the same exact step until I have the same exact sleeve for the opposite panel. This is the final look. This is what your sleeve should look like. I did a total of 6 rows with the 5mm, and this is what the final look is. You're going to obviously repeat the same thing like I mentioned for the opposite sleeve, and this is what you should have when it's complete.
Yeah. Flexing on my exes and my Model X. Pretty little, skinny, little bitty body Model X. Some of y'all ain't never had no real bitch and it shows. I keep it 100 from my head down to my toes. Back up on my bullshit, back up on the move. Touchdown in my hometown, got nothing to lose. I am on my own now, I am in control now. Ain't need you to go now, I can fix my own crown. Back up on my bullshit.